Alright, so I'm videotaping this video right after a previous video that I just made, and they'll probably be uploaded around the same time. It was something of a amalgamation of failed experiments. In any event, I have here with me some wasp nests, actually. I collected these from a friend of mine who was kind of perturbed because she had some paper wasps, some European paper wasps that were in the eaves of her house. One of them was very close to the front door of her house, and she did not want that to be the case. So she asked me to help get rid of them, and I obliged. So I personally have no problem with wasps growing in the eaves of the house where I live in. They make great anti-caterpillar platforms, but I can understand why some people might not want them right in front of the main entrance to their house. Anyways, I have paper wasp nests, but I also collected what I believe to be as a mud dauber nest, probably the black and yellow mud daubers that I see around where I live. So I'm going to take these out and I'm going to put them on here, and I'm going to talk about them, and that's just what's going to happen. So let's see here. It'll be difficult, I suppose. I guess I'll just bring these guys in close. So there's not really much of a stench. These have been sitting in this jar for a little while, but so these are paper wasp nests. They kind of look like a honeycomb for bees, but it goes without saying that wasps do not make honey, especially paper wasps. And what they do is they chew on wood pulp, xylem, and they make sort of a paper, which is where they get their name from. And then they just kind of start to mold it and turn it into a hive. And in each little cell, see, this is the petiole, which is the same name we give to the little leaf stem that you might see on a leaf, is also called a petiole, and that's because it's a little thin thing here. So each cell usually has a egg in it, or a grub, and if I am correct, this is actually what this is. Let me get rid of this stuff here and see if that's actually the case. It looks like there's something in this cell. I don't know if you can see it from here, but I'm just gonna tear into this, I suppose. As you can see, it's very brittle, and looks like it's sort of rotting actually. But see how this cell was capped off right here? So this cell was probably one that housed a grub or something in there, and if I pick, it was a wasp. Look at that! Look at that! That was an adult pupa that didn't fully, it did not fully pupate. I suppose it never got to the adult stage because, as you can see, it does not have wings. And so this pupa was it was not ready. I guess I took it down before it could completely evolve, or I'm sorry, Pokemon terms, right? Before it could completely eclose into its adult form. But so that's one paper wasp nest, and here's another one that's not been destroyed. And these things can get pretty big, but around where I live, they tend to stay about this size. It's just about like a little bit over the width of a quarter this way, and maybe like an inch across. They might have like 5 or 6 paper wasps per nest there. Here I have some, or actually, before I get over there, this is another capped, as you can see, it's another capped cell in the nest, and I'm willing to bet that it has in it a wasp, and sure enough, it does. Right here we have we have the wasp that will be coming out. Right. You can see him, her, probably a her, almost definitely a her. There you go. So you can see that the capsule housed the wasp as it was transforming into an adult, and this is all it got to. It does not have, well, it looks like it has wings, but it didn't get too far. It was probably a few days away from reaching maturity. It would have been a pretty good worker, I'm assuming, but that's not what happened. It's not what was in the cards for this one, I suppose. You know what they say, it's location, location, location. Alright, so here I have a mud dauber wasp. I actually have another one which I might do a more in-depth view, and if I do, I'll link to it in this video. But oh no, the wind is getting rid of my stuff. Oh well, it's alright. Mud daubers are interesting because you can see the debris here is actually, these are the exoskeletons of spiders, and there looks to be about 3 in here, maybe more, maybe 4. Or there's one right here too, 5. So what happens is that the mud dauber, this is like part of its like little cocoon. A female mud dauber daubs some mud and creates these little nests, and they cap each one off with a few spiders, and in those spiders they lay their eggs or around them, and then those mud daubers, the larvae, will eat the spiders because they've been paralyzed, and then they will pupate, grow, and then they'll hatch out. And so the places where there are holes are places where either they have not yet, or where they have not yet sealed off, or where they have entered out from. So ostensibly, if I were to open one of these up, I could find the old pupa or something like that, and I think this is not good, but this is just mud, really. It's very easy to break apart. If I open this up here, you can see that this is the like outer covering. This orange material, it's very paper-like. I'm assuming that right here is where the egg would be. Very much not this size. But I'm not particularly sure of the details of this species, because I'm not quite sure what species this is. I'm pretty sure it is a black and white or black and yellow mud dauber, but I'm not completely sure. I haven't really seen one yet. It looks like there's a lot of debris, and it's very messy to work with, but most of these look like they're actually just the spider carapaces. I don't really see any mud daubers, so I think that the adult that developed this particular nest didn't have either didn't have enough spiders, or maybe it died before it completed its job, but that seems to be what occurred. And I appreciate you listening to me play entomologist. Yeah, entomologist here, and discovering the pottery of wasps, as it were, and how they lived their lives before this one came to its end. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section, and I would be happy to answer any questions that I have. I have a few other videos about paper wasps that I've either started and haven't uploaded yet, or that I've been meaning to. They come over my garden quite a lot. They come over to it and they find all the caterpillars quite tasty, and that's a good enough reason to keep them alive in my book. So be nice to your wasps. They're actually allies. That's about it. So I will talk to you later. Good day.